not going to speak today? Fall on
My
your
mother
phone.
told me that
It don't
when
make
you
no
come
sense.
into a
But you the elder. You should speak to me when you see me. It don't make no sense about you people act.
I know that your mother taught you better.
Earl, what's going on, sir?
Oh, what's going on, Roddy?
All right, hey man, I heard you started a new business, man. That's wonderful. We need more entrepreneurs out here, and that's great news. Any way I can help you, please let me know, and we'll definitely support you.
Well, I appreciate that, Roddy, man. We're really excited about it, and we think good things are going to happen. Yeah. By the way, I heard you just got married, man. Congratulations,
man. Praise God. Pray for me, man.
Oh, yeah, it's going to work wonderful, man. I know you got the right one, and all things going to work well for you, man.
Yes, to God be the glory.
Amen. Praise God.
Peace to the television audience. Hey, you just saw two scenarios, and which one best reflects the type of relationships that you are involved in at this present time? If you don't remember nothing else I say, remember, life is all about relationships. And for the next couple of weeks, you'll see a series of messages entitled Pursuing Healthy Relationships. Come on in to the main sanctuary of the Berean Christian Church to discover the type of relationships you should pursue. And thanks for tuning in to BAM! A Word for the Times.
A word for the times, a word for the times with Kerwin. A word for the times, a word for the times with Kerwin. A word for the times, a word for the times with Kerwin. A word for the times.
And today I want to preach about pursuing healthy relationships. Pursuing healthy relationships. Hear me when I say that life is all about relationships. And if you trace the root of somebody's joy or frustration, you will discover that it is tied into a relationship somewhere. Somebody here today is just over the top happy. And it's all about a relationship. You find yourself throughout the course of the day, and when you think about that relationship, you just because relationships can bring you joy. But then there's somebody else here today. You met. And it's because of a relationship. And when you think about that person, or when you think about those people, it just causes all types of negative emotions to rise up in you. Somebody's dating somebody, and as soon as they touch you, because life is all about relationships. And I wanted to start today with Ecclesiastes chapter 4. The writer of the book of Ecclesiastes is Solomon. And two things we know about Solomon just from history is that he's the wisest man and the richest man to have ever lived. He's the wisest man to ever live in the whole world, before, past, present, and future. And he's the richest man, And I believe when the wisest man and the richest man speaks, we should listen. Because all of us have been guilty of listening to people who weren't that smart. Tell somebody on your road, it's happened to me, it's happened to me, it's happened to me, it's happened to me. And I encourage you sooner than later that you would read this whole book. Today we find ourselves in chapter 4, but there are really 12 chapters in the whole book. Today we're at chapter 4. And there are 16 verses in chapter 4. Make note that verses 1 through 8 go together. Verses 9 through 12 go together. And then finally verses 13 through 16 go together. It's only 16 verses. 1 through 8 is the first section, 9 through 12 is the second section, and then finally, Janet, 13 through 16 is the final section. And in each section, Solomon addresses a different subject as it relates to life. I want to give you all three. I want to give you all three. I want to give you all three. Do me a favor, Tracy. Put all three on the screen. This will serve as the breakdown of Ecclesiastes chapter number 4. Make note that in verses 1 through 8, we discover Solomon's words about hardships. Hardships. Solomon's words about hardship. You know what Solomon says about hardships? In this life, you will have problems. In this life, you will have trouble. In this life, you will have trials. In this life, you will have adversity. In this life, you will have enemies. In this life, you will have things that don't go your way. And in verses 1 through 8, Dr. Joyce, that's what he deals with. Hardships that take place while you are living. But then in verses 9 through 12, which is where we will spend the majority of our time, you discover Solomon's words about relationships. Solomon's words about relationship. Because Solomon wants us to know in verses 9 through 12 that life is all about the relationships you establish. Life is all about the relationships you establish. Remember, I started opening up saying that if you trace back at the root, somebody's joy or frustration is tied into a relationship somewhere. Because people either bring you joy or frustration. Ask somebody on your row, which one am I bringing you right now? Which one am I bringing you? Which one am I bringing you? Which one am I bringing you? Okay, all right. How many of you sitting next to somebody said joy? Said joy. Look at them, tell them I can't tell. And here's number three. Here's number three, Antonio. Solomon's words about leadership. Solomon's words about leadership. I want to focus on relationships. I want to focus on relationships. Put me in verse 7, because I want to do 9 through 12, but I think 7 brings us to where we need to be. Chapter 4. I'm going to close it out in chapter 4. I'm close out in chapter 4. Take me to 4. Look what he says. I observe yet another example of something that's meaningless. Put up verse 8. Look at what he says. Look what he says. He says, this is the case of a man who is all alone. All alone. Watch this. Don't have a child, don't have a brother. Yet they work hard to gain as much wealth as they can. But then when they get all this wealth, they ask themselves, who am I working for? And why am I giving so much pleasure now? In other words, I ain't got nobody to lead this to. What profit a man to gain this whole world? He says it's all meaningless. It's all meaningless. And then look at what he says, and it's depressing. Put up verse 9. Look what he says. 2 people are better. So his whole point, Dr. Elliott, is to show you need the right type of relationships. Now grab your outline. Let me share with you. Let me share with you the relationships you should pursue. The relationships you should pursue. Grab your outline. Grab your outline. Look at what he says. Look what he says. Number 1. Let me give you the answers here. Seek to be a part of relationships that are fruitful for you. Seek to be a part of relationships that are fruitful for you. Now you got to get this, because Tim, here's what he's saying under number 1. Quit being in relationships where it's fruitful for them. But it's pulling all your fruit. Am I doing all right today? Seek to be a part of relationships that are fruitful for you. Here's number 2. Seek to be a part of relationships that are helpful to you. That are helpful. You got to get this, Pastor Adrian, because most people who are not fruitful for you are not helpful to you. Well, y'all quit trying to take my sermon. Y'all ain't been saying it. Helpful. Because see, some of us, in the relationships that we're in, our theme slogan is this: when helping you is hurting me. Helping you is. So seek to be a part of relationships that are helpful to you. All right, here's the last one. Number 1, seek to be a part of relationships that are what? Fruitful for you. Number 2, seek to be a part of relationships that are what? Helpful. Number 3, seek to be a part of relationships that are watchful of you. Watchful of you. Watchful of you. Now may be a good time to tell your whole row, I'm watching every last one of you. Come on. Because you may have to change your role next week. Because you've been sitting by the wrong people. Felicia, seek to be a part of relationships. Those who are watchful of you. Watch this. And they're not watching you to get something on you. They're not watching you, Barry, so that when you make a mistake, they can hold it over your head forever. Because some people watch you for the wrong. Boy, I'm preaching this thing today. Preaching this thing now. Some people watch for the wrong reason. See, and when you watch people for the wrong reason, you become like the husband and wife. The wife was 65 years old. And she did something one day, and she was in court. And when she stood before the judge says that, I understand that you stole a can of peaches. Is that correct? She said, yes, I did. The judge said, how many peaches were in the can? She said, there were 5. The judge says, I sentence you to a week for every peach that was in the can. 5 weeks in jail. She says, I received that, Your Honor. He says, anything else you want to say? She says, no, I'm good. Her husband raises his hand and says, Your Honor, I would like for you to know she also stole a can of peas. Come on. Will you share with somebody why he wanted the judge to know she stole peas? Because there are more peas in a can. Well, y'all ain't working with her, brother. He wanted her to be there a long time. And some people watch you so they can have something on you. Boy, I want to tell you all 3. I want to show you all three. Put up verse 9. Seek to be a part of relationships that are fruitful for you. Fruitful for you. Put up verse 9. It's on your outline, but put up verse 9. Look what he says. 2 people are better than 1 because they can help each other succeed. Where do you see fruitfulness in verse 9? Where do you see fruitfulness? What word lets us know that he's talking about being fruitful? Succeed. In the King James, he says, they have a better reward for their labor. And you need to be in relationships with people that want your business to do well, want your marriage to do well, want your children to do well. They want you to do well. They want your health to be good, your wealth to be good, and your mind. Fruitful for you. Watch this. And it's hard to be in relationships with people who are fruitful for you if the relationship is a toxic relationship. And instead of adding to you, it's taking away. Because there's some relationships, all they do is take your joy, take your peace. Come on. Anybody have somebody as a contact listed on your phone so that when they call, you say, not today. No. Come on. Well, let's do helpful. Randall. Let's do helpful. Am I doing all right today? Number 1, seek to be a part of relationships that are fruitful for you. People who can help you succeed. Number 2, seek to be a part of relationships that are helpful to you. Put up verse 10. If one person falls, the other can what? Reach out and help. But someone who falls alone is what? Wayne, get this. He says, be in a relationship whether it's friend, whether it's dating, whether it's marriage, whether it's professional, whether it's business. He says, be in a relationship that when you fall, you don't have to question, did you push me? He says, be in relationships with people that if you fall, their first gesture is, let me help you up. And some of us are in relationships with people that when we fall, we have to question whether or not they were the ones that knocked us down, and while we're down, they kick us. Because some people don't want you standing taller than them. Some people don't want you on your feet. They want you down on the ground because they're afraid of your success. But when you know who you are, you're not upset if God is blessing your friend, if God is blessing your neighbor. Because if God is blessing your neighbor, that means he's in the neighborhood. Tell your whole row, I want every last one of y'all blessed. I want you highly favored. I want you on the top going higher. I want you a big baller, shot caller, living large, in charge, raindrop, drop top, bad at bootsy. Help. Help. You are helpful. You want folks in your life that when you fall, they help you up. They help you. They don't spit on you when you're down. They don't take a picture of you when you're down and put it on Facebook and put it on Instagram and start spreading your business. Guess what happened to so-and-so? Guess what happened to him? Guess what's going on in their life? Child, OMG. Let's do three. Let's do three. Number one, Lorraine, you need people who are what? Fruitful for you. Number two, Miss Sarah, you need people who are what? Helpful to you. And then finally, here it is, Miss Gloria. You got to be part of relationships that are watchful of you. Put up verse 12. Look what it says. A person standing alone can be attacked and defeated. But two can stand back to back and conquer. Two can stand back to back and conquer. You need people who are watchful of you. Now we gotta act this out. Because we getting our act together. So we got to act this out. He says a person standing alone can be attacked and defeated, but two can stand back to back. Here's what I want you to do. With either the person on the right or the left of you, I want you to take your back and put it up against their back. Come on, that's everybody. Come on, that's everybody. That's everybody. That's everybody. That's everybody. Come on. Just one person. Just one person. Come on. I got your back, you got my back. Now just backs. Don't be moving and gyrating and don't be talking about I put my hand up on your hip and when you dip, I dip. Wait, no. Just back to back. Come on, back to back, y'all. Back to back. Now watch this. Watch this. This is your way of saying to the person, if anything go down in front, I got you. If something jump off in front, I got you. If something jump off behind me, you got me. We back to back, and we ready for a demon. We ready for an enemy. I got you. All right, come on. One more time. We got to go. One more time. Put your back up against them. 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 One more time. Now watch this. When somebody got your back, they can't stab you in the back. Because if somebody can stab you in the back to back, that means they've been doing it for a long time. Turn and tell the person, I got you, I got you, I got you, I got you. If you sit next to somebody that didn't want to touch you, say, this will be the last time you'll sit next to me. I promise that. And many of us are in relationships with people that ain't got our back. Don't miss this, Floyd. Sometime they got our back as long as things are good. Preach it all, Pastor. Some people only have your back when things are good. Some people only have your back when you got money. Some people only have your back when you're treating them. But you need somebody when your back is up against the wall, when you don't have no money, when you don't have no transportation, when you don't know where you're going, when you done lost your mind. Hey. Because if you're just a person that has somebody back when it's good, they ain't gonna be around Nashe when it's bad. Come on, put up 12, put up 12. We got 2 minutes left. Look what he says. He says a person standing alone can be attacked and defeated, but 2 can stand back to back and conquer. Watch this. 3 are even better. A triple braided cord is not easily broken. Are you following this, Daniela? He moves from 1 to 2 to 3. He says, don't be by yourself, get with somebody else. And now you with somebody else, add a third person. And the third person is God. So he says, it's me, it's you, and it's God. And if it's me, and it's you, and it's God, no weapon formed against us shall prosper. If it's me, and it's you, and it's God, we can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. If it's me, and if it's you, and if it's God, I'm the head and not the tail. Anybody know with you and the right people and God on your side, everything will work out? He says, so don't live life all by yourself. Everybody standing across the sanctuary. Tell your whole row, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Tracy, do me a favor, put up verse 9. Let me show you this before we go. Put up verse 9. 2 people are better than 1. They can help each other succeed. Don't miss this, horse. He says, 2 are good for working. 2 are good for working. They can help each other succeed. He's talking about working. Put up verse 10. Put up verse 10. Put up verse 10. If one person falls, the other one can help him. There he's not talking about 2 are good for working. He says 2 are better for walking. 2 are better for walking. Anybody ever worked out by yourself and then worked out with somebody else? And when you walk with somebody else, the time seems to go by. It's particularly when you're walking with somebody that like to talk. Look at somebody say, like you. Two. I like to work out by myself. I'm not a big talker outside of church. First lady and I went walking Stone Mountain one day. And I put in my headphones as soon as we got started. She said, what you doing? I said, I'm just checking to see if they work. I said, you mean we ain't gonna talk? And we walked the 5 miles and talked. Two are better for working. 2 are better for walking. Put up 11. 2 are better for warming. Likewise, 2 people lying together can keep each other warm. He's not just talking about the sexual relationship. He's not just talking about the intimate. He says you need a closeness with some people. You need some people who warm you up, who bring out the best in you. 2 are better for working. 2 are better for walking. 2 are better for warming. Put up verse 12. Look what he says in verse 12. He says, and a person standing alone can be attacked and defeated, but 2 can stand back to back and conquer. 2 are better for watching. For what? You need people in your life who will work with you who will walk with you, who will be warmth for you, and who will watch out for you. And let me say this, and we done. Quit looking for this in other people, and none of it is in you. Boy, high five somebody, say, he said it when he said that. Because sometimes we're guilty of trying to find in others what we don't even have in ourselves. You want somebody saved, but you ain't saved. You want somebody kind, but you ain't kind. You got fake nails, fake hair, fake eyelashes, and now you talking about you want a real man. Oh, lost you right there. Lost you right there. See, now you talking about don't you got to go somewhere? Everything about you fake. Want to give somebody a chance today to come to Christ. If you need Christ in your life. Want to give somebody a chance today to come to the church. If you need a church like Berean. Want to give somebody a chance today to make a change. If you need change in your life. Don't put it off. You let January go by and you to make a decision. Don't do it in February. Don't do it in February. Life is about relationships, and the biggest relationship you need is with the Lord. Solomon said, outside of doing it God's way, it's meaningless. Repeat after me, Lord, I pray for this whole row. If somebody needs Christ in their life, church like Berean, changing how they live, when I finish praying, give them strength and courage to walk up front so you can better their health, their wealth, and their mind. In Jesus' name, amen.
Hey, once again, I'm all out of moments, but I'm never out of message. And I know you've been blessed by this word today. I want you to come back on next week because we're going to go a step further on the type of relationships you need in your life. That's all of my time. Thanks for your time. And as always, it's been a joy for you to be watching A Word for the Times.
A Word for the Times. Berean Christian Church is one church in 3 counties. In DeKalb County, we're located at 2201 Young Road, Stone Mountain, Georgia. In Gwinnett County, we're located at 1465 High Point Road, Snellville, Georgia. In Henry County, we're located at 171 Collier Road, Stockbridge, Georgia. To receive this message in its entirety or other dynamic messages by Dr. Kerwin B. Lee, please call 770-593-4421 or toll free 877-7-ACTS-17. That's 877-722-8717. Or visit us on the World Wide Web at BereanChristianChurch.org.